Afternoon, everybody. Today's video is about my boy Uggy the cat, aka Mr. Boots. I got me a little stick lit up here. I think this one will stay lit. Thing is, you got to be accurate when you toast the foot. Now, I learned that terminology from some bougie pinkies up cigar connoisseurs, and I don't know, sounded like a big deal, sounded important. That's what the terminology is. Anyway, so I want to talk today about my cat, a little bit of animal magic and how that relates to me and helps me in my life, and the lesson that my cat taught me about the law of detachment and trying to live in permanence, live in that existence. So today's a day for that. I tried yesterday, but I had some software trouble. But now's the time for this because this is the anniversary, 4-month anniversary of my boy Uggy walking off this property, never to be seen or heard from again. Or something got him. We don't know. There's some interesting theories behind this. I got a couple of psychic friends. One idea is that he's in somebody's house and they like him, and he's just hanging out over there, which, hey, if somebody else benefits as much as I miss him or whatever, hey. But do I really miss him that much? We'll get into that. So October 4th, I think, was the day that he walked it off or something happened. So one theory is he's in somebody's house. Another theory is that there's a water source back here, a body of water. He used to root around back there and shuffle around at night quite a bit. And one idea is that he did a quantum leap into another dimension through that body of water. So one way or another, it was just time for him to go. I'm open to any and all ideas and possibilities through the abstract imagination. I think Einstein said imagination is knowledge, or more important than what we perceive as knowledge or information. And I'm fully on board with that. So if he did jump dimensions and he went through that water source, that takes an awful lot of courage. So nice work, brother. Anyway, so why is this significant? Why am I talking about it? Well, a couple years ago, my friend Leah got me into animal magic, made the suggestion. I thought it was a great idea. Got into it for a couple months and resonated with a hawk as my sort of spirit animal, as a baseline. And, you talk about totems and spirit animals and shadow animals and all of these things. And I resonated with a hawk. To keep things short and simple, the reason why is because, a couple reasons that I'll share with you. There's many. My best reoccurring dream of my life that still happens to this day, it happened a couple weeks ago, is me flying bird's eye view in neighborhoods and checking out where I used to live, and I feel the most free at that moment. Another thing is I feel my way to my intuition. I don't see, I don't hear, I feel. Well, I wanted to improve my abilities to get to my intuition quicker and more accurately. So I started trying to improve on things like visualization techniques. And the hawk can see, like, up to a mile or so away, a rabbit in a field. My boy Uggy, nocturnal, good eyesight, good vision at night, when it's dark. There's symbolism there. And so I would try to sort of attune to that frequency, to their natural abilities to help improve my own, so I could reach my own source and observe and experience life and the divinity through that. So that's the whole purpose for me of why I looked into animal magic, and it's been really beneficial. Now I'm able to parlay that into this situation with Uggy. We've all lost pets. I mean, these little tragedies in a box. Come on. Here today, gone tomorrow. Loved ones. A lot of truth to the same with that. That fan is the exhaust because I'm in the cigar lounge right now, aka poker room, which need to get a game going here at some point soon. But anyway, so I had a dream about Uggy, I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago. He was out front. I was like, dude, get over here. And he kind of looked at me like a cat does. Yeah, I mean, I'll come over. Cats demand respect a lot of times. There's a lot of lap kitties that they want love, but a lot of cats, you got to earn it with them, as opposed to a lot of dogs. So I gravitate more towards cats. The dogs that are like goldfish, that have the amnesia, that overlove and have no awareness of boundaries, because they're just working, constantly working. I have to secure the perimeter. I have to make sure my owner's happy. Yeah, I know a lot of people are into that, but it's not my flavor. You got to miss me on that. Uggy really, he's like any cat. He kind of, he walked around, did his thing. He got embarrassed when he, flipped a toy up and fell down. I mean, he was all there. And this boy was a love bomb. He was a love machine. For those he was comfortable with, you roll him over. He's got the stark white Jerry curl undercarriage. You just rub on him. He gives you a hug. He's so committed to the love situation. I've seen him give himself hugs. Nobody's around, gonna hug myself. I was like, dude, respect. But I'll come over and pet you. Geez, you don't have to do this alone. So I have the dream about him. He comes walking across the yard. I pick him up, just grab him, hugging on him, rush him inside, close the garage, close the doors, close the windows, close the sliders. Fear of losing him again. I sat down and I thought about it. Then I went over and I opened the slider and he went out. There was my lesson of the law of detachment and living in impermanence. He's here, he's there, it's a fugazi, it's a woozy, it's a we don't know-y. That's Matthew McConaughey's shout out right there from a great movie, Wolf of Wall Street. It's a fugazi, it's a woozy, we don't really know. Anyway, I woke up and realized impermanence. And realizing that basically since he's been gone, through animal magic, I've been able to hang out with him through meditations and other avenues in my life where I call on him, no time, space, or distance, he's there. And what I realized was that when we're hanging out, the emotions, the feeling that I get, it's the exact same of when he was alive. It's the exact same of when I'm hanging out with a good friend or a loved one. So I'm like, if there's no gap between me hanging out with a loved one and me hanging out with my boy, Mr. Boots, ooh, now we're starting to climb out of the matrix a little bit. Now we're starting to get a little bit beyond. We can simultaneously hang out, sort of multidimensionally. And the game changer is now in the future, when I lose a loved one or a future pet that I don't currently have, maybe the anguish and the confusion and the sadness and all that isn't quite as bad. I'm human, I'll be sad. But man, perspective drives the day here. And if I can pull from the abstract of an animal that's gone, the same emotions that I can accrue from somebody that I'm hanging out with in real time, that's still in body on the planet, total game changer for me. Super lucky, super fortunate there. So, it's his anniversary. 4 months, Mr. Boots. So, anyway, I'm going to take a shot for my boy Uggy. This is the single barrel Jack Daniels, 128 proof. It's an honest drink. You know it going down. So, for anybody who's suffered loss of a domestic animal or a loved one in general, which is a large group we're talking, there's comfort there. It is possible to not lose. And this is his collar right here. Somebody's like, well, that thing's going to fall off. Look how frayed it is. What are you going to do then? What do you mean? Impermanence. It was time for that to go. So continual lessons, and a guru that some people in my family have been following since the early 70s said it really good about losing loved ones and pets and all these things. When they go, they're only dancing at a different address. And I love that. So for any of you who can feel what I'm talking about, I salute you. And of course, Mr. Boots, how you doing, boy? We'll be hanging. Damn!